Hello and welcome to this Forex Preview at xm.com. I'm Maria Pachordes, and joining me is investment analyst Christina Parthenidu. We'll be discussing the upcoming U.S. retail sales data and the potential reaction in the dollar. So, Christina, early on Friday, we'll get U.S. retail sales numbers for the month of July. Back in June, there was strong growth, but given that coronavirus cases increased significantly in July in America's most populous states, are investors expecting a sharp slowdown in retail sales now?
Hi, Maria. Well, when a country delays its reopening plans and resumes some lockdown measures, there's a high probability that consumption may slow. So this is what happened in the U.S. back in July when new infection cases reached a new peak, and therefore, if retail sales come in below June's levels, that wouldn't be a big surprise to the markets. Besides, we also heard some Fed speakers saying this week that consumption has slowed where the virus has picked up. However, this week's retail sales will be the first indication of how badly the resumption of some restrictions hit spending, and therefore give some piece of information about whether the V-shaped recovery has been interrupted. So the magnitude of this damage could be important for the markets. Specifically, we expect growth in retail sales to significantly ease from 7.5% month on month to 1.9%, and the core retail control measure to soften to 0.8% from 5.6%. More importantly, I would also check the preliminary consumer survey released by the University of Michigan in the same day. The data will regard the first weeks of August and therefore will be more updated than retail sales. So if these results come in weaker as well, then that would be a negative signal that consumption further eased this month and perhaps growth followed the same direction.
Okay, so if the data is indeed weak, how might the dollar react? And do you think the Fed may need to provide more stimulus to support consumers and businesses?
Well, as I said before, markets are highly pricing in a spending slowdown, but what they don't know yet is how big the damage was. So if retail sales miss forecast by wide margin, the sentiment for the US economy will turn more cautious, likely adding more downside pressure to the dollar because although President Trump signed executive orders to reactivate the expired unemployment benefits, but are at a reduced rate last weekend, this is only a temporary political relief since the debate over a new fiscal stimulus package remains open and complicated. Unfortunately, Democrats and Republicans are still divided about the size and the structure of a new coronavirus aid package, despite holding talks for more than 3 weeks now. And what the U.S. lacks at the moment compared to other regions such as the UK and the EU is a timely and a substantial full package of stimulus. No, this is not good news to the Fed either, because if the government fails to find an agreement before its mid-September policy meeting and conditions deteriorate, then the central bank should act first, and that will be challenging since negative interest rates are not in favor and the asset purchase program has been extensively used so far. So the Fed chief could be forced to go the extra mile and look for alternative policies, and that wouldn't be easy, especially in September when everyone would be busy to complete their tasks before the new fiscal year starts on October 1st. Now, in the positive scenario, if retail sales coming much stronger than markets expect that could be a sign that things are better than we thought and the U.S. economy is still resilient, and that could be positive for the dollar. Nevertheless, generally speaking, the green pack is the world's reserve currency and traders may not easily abandon it. We had some encouraging news about a vaccine out of Russia this week, and interestingly, the US dollar didn't lose ground as traditional safe havens did, such as gold and the Japanese yen. So this is a sign that there's a strong footing under the dollar and any downside correction could be temporary. We shouldn't forget that it's still behaving as a safe haven when US and China tensions escalate. So since the relations between the countries are not expected to improve soon, I think the dollar could remain resilient.
Christina, thanks so much. And thanks for joining us at xm.com.